SmartBoard Essentials 3, the pens. So what I'm going to do here is to just have a quick tour through some of the pens that are available to you. I need to start out by saying, obviously the first thing to do is to look on your toolbar, and you can also see pens down this left-hand toolbar as well, the floating toolbar. But I think it's fairly obvious, isn't it, that that is the icon for the pens. And if you click on that icon, then this part now changes and will show you some of the choices that you can then make within pens. Okay, and I also need to tell you, because I don't know about you, but I make mistakes, this icon here is the eraser. So if I click on that icon away from the pens, now I can get rid of what I have written by just rubbing over it in a standard board eraser way. So I would need to go back to the pens in order to see the choices. So what I'm going to do is very quickly run you through then. There is first of all the standard pen, which is what I have at the moment. You can choose the colour, you can choose whether it's dotty or not, you can choose its transparency. So again, choices, choices, choices. But you're probably, it's the one you're going to use the most. You can change the thickness of it as well. And I'll come back to some other features of that in another video. There is the highlighter pen, so I've got pen selected. I go and have a look at my choices of pen. I'm now working with the highlighting pen. Again, you now have choices of colours and so on. I have used it to write here with, but it's not recommended really. As you can tell, it doesn't look all that brilliant, because of course its main feature is to actually highlight what's already there on a page or some text to pick out important points. That's the highlighter pen. There is also something called the creative pen, and that just gives you these very fancy, colourful backgrounds, so I can actually write using a line of stars if I wish. Probably its excitement will pall after a while, but it certainly is interesting, and you may find it very useful for some particular applications. I'm sure your imaginations will be able to see how you can use that. There is also something called the shape recognition pen. I've used it to write again here, but I don't recommend it, because what it's obviously very good at is if you are doing maths or science, and let's say for example trying to draw a triangle, it will tidy up that triangle, to draw a circle, to draw a rectangle. It will make them look much more professionally drawn. So I'm sure, yes, the maths and science amongst you will appreciate the functionality of the shape recognition pen. There is also, and I am aware that there might be different versions of software about, but there is now something called the crayon, which is pretty self-explanatory, and again you can choose colours. But what I've missed is something called the magic pen, and I just want to show you that. So what does a magic pen do? Well, hopefully you can see there what it does is it fades. So if you just want to quickly, so again, you're not probably going to use it for writing text as such, but if you just wanted to highlight something on a page just briefly to bring people's attention to it, and then you're happy for that to fade away, then that's what the magic pen does. I'm aware of the fact that I've missed one, the calligraphic pen, which I can't show you because I'm using a graphics tablet rather than a board, and that only kicks in when you've actually got a board. So I'm going to leave that one up to you to explore, and I think that's good, because the best way of getting to grips with any of this is, of course, to explore and play. But I hope that's enough to get your appetite whetted for what's possible